Is that kind of the same philosophy you have towards life? You know, basically kind of, you know, the grabbing the bull by the horns and just jumping on for the ride?
I'm a little bit more conservative in the everyday life sense. I have my moments, you know. I do like thrills and things of that nature. And I was way more. I was a crazy kid. You know, in Jamaica. I did the cliff jumping.
Did you really?
Yeah. You know.
No shit.
Gotta do it. Gotta
That's
live
crazy.
Life, you know what I mean?
That's crazy. Did you get some footage of it?
This is one jump I did. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Pops
crazy.
has a footage, but it was fun. It's bucket list material. I want to skydive one day, you know, things of that nature. So, you know, there's a thrill. There's a thrill to me. And then outside of that, you know, I was at Sebring with my Mustang, and you know, it's amazing to be able to go 135 miles per hour leading up to a turn, having to slam on the brakes and downshift, hit the turn, and then speed back up to over 100 miles per hour before your next turn, and knowing that you're not going to get a ticket, that you have the right to let the engine be the beast that it was designed to be, and to really start to learn how to drive a car properly and go into the apex turn and things of that nature, man. I mean, that was a fun weekend for me.
That's actually why I asked you that question about, you know, life and grabbing the bull by the horns. I know you said you're kind of a conservative guy, but honestly, you're really not, man. I mean, just, you know, the car racing, even the trying foods, you know, the way you try food, like you're not afraid to just kind of dive in and do it, you know?
As long as it's, I didn't mess with the blowfish in Japan, you know? And I mean, and they got it on deck,
Yeah.
you know? They're serving that stuff on the daily, you know? So most people, obviously, they know, they've been dealing with it so many years, they know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But there's some things I'll stay away from, but, you know, I guess there's people that are way more conservative than me. You know, I guess I can be a thrill seeker, but I'm not like them boys from Jackass or something. You know, what
Right.
I mean?
Well,
I'm not constantly seeking. Like, I'm not waking up in the morning like, well, this week's been way too mundane. I need something. You know, I need some adrenaline. You know,
Let's go
probably
skydiving
because I got boxing, man. You know,
Yeah.
boxing, my real passion. And to be honest, hitting the apex and hitting these turns and driving the car really fast, it didn't hit me, maybe because I'm not getting everything out of the engine too, because you got to maintain speed around corners to keep the momentum going, you know, to max out the engine before the next turn, you know, because the driver that was my instructor, I let him drive my car, and he took it to a level that I can't drive like that, I can't perform like that, and he had me holding on to the side, you know, and my forearms getting sore, you know, and then I'm like, all right, well, why don't you just relax? But it was hard because he was so close to the next car, but that's because he has so much control over the car. He trusted. You know, you watch these guys in the race; they're like this.
Yeah, inches, just inches away from
200
each other.
miles per hour on the oval tracks. The track that I did is not an oval track. 17 turns. You know, it's a road track. So, but you know, and I did it, and it's not about, you know, the accident. You know, I'm not gonna get in an accident and then not want to drive my sports car. You know, when I was a kid, I was rollerblading down the hill. I fell, scraped my back up, got knocked unconscious, and then I made myself go back up the hill while injured and roll down it so that I wouldn't have fear from that hill. You know, I don't like accidents occurring, and then because I've come across a negative scenario, always being fearful of that scenario happening again. You know, I mean, things can happen in life, but things aren't always going to happen. And I mean, I guess probably just because I did that as a little boy, that's probably what makes me just, you know, I mean, I just try not to hold on to fear of anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like bees flying around my face, I'll tell you that much. You know, I mean, that's something stupid.
Not a bee man?
I'm not a bee man, you know? I like honey, but I don't like bees flying around me, you know? So, but, you know, for the most part, man, fear is not a positive emotion. It's not something, you know, that does anything for us. So I try to let it go as much as I can.
I think that's what I was kind of getting at, is not necessarily that you're a thrill seeker, because that's a little bit different, but just you don't have fear of anything. You don't have fear of trying new things and you know, just even inside the ring, you know, you don't have a fear of this opponent or that opponent. I think that's something that, I don't want to say it's rare, but not a lot of people have that. You know, not a lot of people have, just even that story that you were just telling me how, you know, you made yourself go back up the hill.
Yeah.
You know, like not a lot of people would do that. A lot of people would take that L and be like, I'm going home. I'm done.
I didn't ride down it with the same speed, but I
Right.
I made sure that I went back up the hill, man. It's just something about me because I enjoy rollerblading, and I just didn't want to have a fear.
Yeah.